what is it going to take to be able to make it happen?
It's going to take a lot of convincing, and the convincing part is really easy because it all comes into if you see it to believe it. Ideas sounds great, but unless you can actually see something that is producible, say, hey, so that's why we got the ball rolling with these 3 buildings that have already committed to it. We're going to be putting on one as a test run, and then we're going to be introducing that to downtown partners, Chamber of Commerce, everyone involved with the downtown Sioux City decision-making process. And if they're, not willing to come on board, we're going to do it anyways. You know what I mean? So we're going to be contacting those business owners and those people and showing them, the returns that they're could expect, and it's not going to be immediate ROI, but you're talking about transforming the landscape of an entire city. Yeah. Right. You go from small town Iowa, and then you're thinking like Miami. Lights everywhere, or New York City, square time, things like that. But on a lighter note, like that, if that takes longer to happen, at the very least, we need to make sure that downtown Sioux City is completely lit up during the holidays, minimum. If you go downtown Omaha, every single tree is wrapped, every one of them. And everyone has this holiday cheer to them, walking around, everyone's happy. So as of right now in downtown, all we have currently is garland, a couple pieces of old garland, and a couple ribbons.
And don't they do there's a couple squares where they do, or I guess intersections where they hang lights across the intersection?
Yeah, so they introduced that I think last year or whenever that was, but that's a permanent kind of a deal. And that alone, that right there, that little aspect of lighting changes that 4th Street area so much.
It really does. It makes it feel like a downtown district
totally.
Almost immediately.
And not just a small. It's a small town, but it's like this big city vibe.
Yeah, we should just Fremont Street style. Put an overhang all the way across.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. 100%. Yeah. No, that'd be a little bit over the top.
Outdoor beer. Yeah. Outdoor beer.
Absolutely. But there's countless studies proving that when you have lights, it's going to direct result of revenue. Yeah. When you have Christmas happening, which is a very good time of the year, it's very happy and jolly, and it's like a 90-day spread, right? Uh-huh. And if you don't have any lights, the expression on people's faces aren't, it's cold out, I don't want to go downtown, I don't want to go check out any businesses, I don't want to do anything. But when you do have the lights, you can go see up in Sioux Falls, the Sioux Falls Park up there, you just walk around and just look at the people's faces. Yeah. You see the expression of like, man, this is so cool. And all it takes is a couple LED bulbs, and to us, that's fascinating. That's kind of why we got into, the holiday business is, number one, we love Christmas, we love holidays, we like lights. But when we could start seeing the faces of the people that have the projects, like, wow, and it sounds kind of cheesy, but like, I'm telling you, man, if there's any husbands out there listening, you probably have heard your wife bicker at you about getting the Christmas lights up. And there's no better feeling in the world just calling up a company, getting those lights done, your wife coming home and being so happy and thankful that they called Holiday Shore Lighting.
Hey, I'm sold. I got no wife, so I don't. I'm not your target audience, but you come up here and you look around. There's a lot of lights, and didn't you feel like spending some money when you came up here?
I did, yeah. Immediately I wanted to pull out the checkbook and start writing some checks. I don't know not who yet, but we got Taylor something up the line. Absolutely,
put the name on the check. But no, I like it, man. I think that any effort to beautify Sioux City and to do so with a data-driven reason is
right. It's not just like, oh, it's going to look pretty. Like, there are countless places across the country that have done similar things to this, and you can talk to the mayors, you can talk to the people that own the movers and shakers of the town, and they'll tell you that this is one of the best investments they've ever made for their town. And when you start talking to people about light, it's just a light here and there, but when you see what it could do for an entire district, and I'll have some videos and some posts when we start showing people, because being able to see one building is one thing. Being able to see the entire skyline lit up is a whole different ball game. Yeah. So we have a bunch of videos and a bunch of contacts from other places around the country that have done this, and that are going to come in and help us kind of pitch this to the people of Sioux City to say, hey, man, this has been one of the best decisions for us. And we did a lot of different things to make this happen, such as fundraisers. We did like a matching program, and a lot of other things to make this thing affordable and make it make sense for everybody. And then when they did that, great results happen. So it's not just, hey, this is going to look pretty and it's awesome. We have quantifiable data to back up and prove what we want to do to make sure Sioux City gets to the level where we want it to be.
Word. This is kind of my problem with a lot of, and this is not Sioux City specific, but just like the way that cities, towns that are not, like, you're not Miami. So don't try to market yourself as Miami, right? And they go the wrong route where they make these commercials where they try to oversell what they are, and they try to be disingenuous about their actual message, what you can do here, why should you come to Sioux City, right? And not that there's anything about Sioux City marketing right now as it exists that has this problem, but all cities make this problem. But then there's these cities like Marfa, Texas. I don't know if you've ever heard of Marfa, Texas.
I have not.
It's like this Dust Bowl city. It's out in the desert in, I believe, West Texas. I'm not 100% sure though, so don't quote me on that. But they just basically, I don't know what the decision-making process looked like, but it's a whole city and it's a small town. A whole town that basically decided to be a standing art installation where they have like this fake Prada store out in the middle of the desert that's just like this one cube. If anybody's listening to this and is interested, it's so dope. Marfa, Texas is the name of it. Marfa, Texas. And it kind of goes, rather than try to sell yourself as something that you're not, why don't you become something that is different than what everybody else is trying 100%, to do? 100%,
absolutely.
Right? So in this, like, I guess the lights are one thing, just they're a component of that.
For sure. It's not the whole kit and caboodle.
You can create an environment downtown, and you don't have to go.
That's what it is.
Come to our downtown that is now lit up, featuring new lights. You don't got to do that. You just have to show it, do it, or you just have to do it and then show it.
Well, I mean, that'll spread like wildfire. I mean, you have people coming down from Omaha and Sioux Falls on a daily basis, just randomly, and then the moment they see those things, you bet your butt they're going to be telling their friends to come down here and check out
with
Sioux City.
the new expo center, the new arena.
Oh yeah,
it's shit. We're getting more people than ever into Sioux City right now.
You know, if you would have told me like 5 years ago,
I would have never told you this.
Or 5-10 years ago that, hey, we're going to be putting up some apartment complexes and doing some things in Sioux City and building some more hotels and an arena, I'd call you crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's like they're popping up left and right and they can't build them fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I don't know about you, but it's exciting for me because when I was young, like I said, I didn't want to be in Sioux City because I thought I want to get out of here as fast as possible.
And then you realize that every city is basically
the same. No matter where you go, it's the same thing.
You might as well go where you like the people.
Exactly. But it's just so cool to be able to see the growth of Sioux City happen even from when I was in high school to what it is today now. Mm-hmm. I have a buddy in the trucking industry, and trucking here is blowing up through the roof. With the new highway that was installed recently and all the wonderful construction that took forever to finish up, but it
only took us 11 years. Haters said it was going to take 12. Took us 11. No big deal.
But I mean, that had to happen for more growth to happen.
Yeah.
Right. So I couldn't be more proud to say I live in Sioux City and I'm from Sioux City.